West Ham 1, Southampton 0. I'm pleased. I am actually pleased. As I record this, it's, an hour after the final whistle has been blown. Perhaps even less than that, maybe 45 minutes, something like that. It wasn't an easy game to watch, and there was a lot of stuff I wasn't overly happy about, but it was about getting the 3 points. And I absolutely, desperately wanted us to get the 3 points, not for us to lose and then David Moyes get the sack. That's our best way of staying up, is for David Moyes to keep us up. A bit of Freudian slip there. Declan Rice to keep us up, because he did play very, very well, by the way. I think he played a large part in it. And then hopefully we stay up, and at the end of the season we say thank you very much and we wave goodbye, because I can't take much more of this, it has to be said. I don't think it's just the relegation zone and being down there. We've been here many, many times before. I think it's the brand of football that we play. There's so many times you see us this season where we've got a team on the ropes, and we don't show that killer instinct. I've got to say it now. You'd have to excuse me. All my thought process is sort of fragmented. I am relieved. And I'll get to the good bits. I absolutely will. I think there are a number of positive things and a number of performances that I really enjoyed. But let me just get to these parts while it's fresh in my mind. My initial reaction when we signed Danny Ings was, I thought, I don't know why we're signing Danny Ings. It just didn't seem to suit our system. Then when he got the brace, I thought, oh, hold on a second. I don't mean to get his teeth straightened up. The double goals against Forest. I thought, oh, okay. This is good. Maybe I was wrong, but we've not seen a performance like that, like we saw against Forest, since then, basically. I'm not sure we'll see one again. And I don't think that Southampton were any better than Forest. I just think we went for it against Forest. I mean, you've either heard the rumours or you haven't heard the rumours about what happened for that particular game. It's pointless going into it now, because I don't want to have an overly negative spin on this video, because we did win and we have gone up to 14th. But I was once again concerned about Danny Ings' performance, and he was frustrated. I mean, you must have seen it. You saw what he said at the point where it was being... I don't know if he's actually at the point where his number was held up, and David Moyes actually grabbed him because he had just sort of tried to win a throw-in just by then, and basically David Moyes said to him, "Don't bother going back on, Danny, you're coming off, and Mikel Antonio's going on." But there was actually a point when a substitution was being made, and it was actually when Flynn Downs was coming on for Thomas Souček, and Said Benrahma saw Flynn Downs was by the was there waiting to come on. And Said Benrahma walked over. He just expected to get substituted, and David Moyes said, "No, you're going. No, you're staying on." If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. It was just somebody who expected to be substituted. I thought Benrahma played pretty damn well. Actually, I thought his ball over for Thilo Kehrer was excellent, wasn't it? What was Thilo Kehrer doing up there? I've no idea. I didn't really care at that point. I just was ashamed he didn't do a little bit better. His first touch wasn't a little bit better, but played all right, didn't he? Kehrer got an assist, of course, which wasn't too bad at all. Sorry, I'm jumping from one player to the next here, but yeah, I thought Benrahma carried the ball well. A little bit of a partnership developing a little bit more with Emerson. I thought Emerson was good. Emerson was either going sort of overlapping him or undercutting him or whatever. It's probably not the right words. Either going down the outside of him, going down the inside. Emerson's crossing wasn't quite on it as much as it has been recently. I think that's fair to say. But he did grow into the game. I thought he had a little bit more defending to do, and he did it fine. Look, fair play to the goalkeeper and the defence. We didn't concede a goal, so I thought that bit was really good. Zuma and Aguerd was a good partnership. Obviously Aguerd was outstanding. Got out jumped when Paul Anua came on, but I mean, people are going to. He's a giant, isn't he? So I'm not going to hold that against him. By and large, that back four, back five, you want to include the goalkeeper, played really well. Declan Rice was good. Some of Declan Rice's tackles and interceptions, the way he read the game, and then were really good. And I've always been interested in this in terms of the stat. So what they don't seem to have, unless I'm greatly mistaken, is they've got a tackling stat. But I think a tackling stat is still a successful statistic, even if the ball becomes a 50-50 ball. Well, it's always impressed me with Declan Rice. Not only does he win the tackle, he comes away with the ball as well. So he wins a tackle, and you don't just break up play, you win possession as well, and you're on the attack. So I thought he did that really well. Bowen was heavily involved, actually. Which was pretty cool, really, considering he was getting... Azar was hacking him down repeatedly, wasn't he? So, I thought, again, he sort of grew into the game. You probably would have heard me if you listened to the review. I was unhappy with how the team came out for the second half, it has to be said. But I'll tell you something as well. I think for those people that say, does David Moyes want us to get relegated? David Moyes does want us to. It's more of a statement than a question. David Moyes wants us to get relegated. And I see it a lot. And not like just people trolling or anything, but people, lots of people I know say this as well. I think we had the answer today with his reaction at the end. He did want to win. I just think sometimes he doesn't know how to. They're two separate things. And his tactics won out, didn't they? Those were his tactics. That was it. Sit back, get a set piece goal, win the game, get in at half time, tell everyone off, because I think maybe everyone got a bit ahead of themselves, started attacking towards the end of the second half. It was a relief. It is a relief. But the Danny Ings thing, just going back to the start of the video, I think the Danny Ings thing is interesting on this, because when Antonio came on, Antonio was no better than Ings, particularly, but because he had a bit more pace, the Southampton defence retreated 10 yards further back, and that sort of encouraged us to go at them a little bit more and encourage some of the other players like Emerson, like Benrahma, like Bowen to pop up and have a go. I did feel a bit for Danny Ings. I really did. That point where Jarrod Bowen put him through, he's just not quick enough. He had to turn, he had to hold it up. And I think his lack of pace has meant more or less if he's going to play within that system, he's got to be a hold-up player, and he's not made for it. And you may have heard in the review, just preposterous that he goes. And I bet he was thinking this. The moment he left the pitch and he sits off that bench and puts his jumper on, his tracksuit top, and then watches the game, the ball comes over into the box, into the 6-yard box. He would have loved that. Then there was another occasion where Mikel Antonio was on the right, he crossed the ball over into the box. It needed a striker to be there. Danny Ings wasn't there because it departed. And then there was one more, I forgot about this in the review, and it was, did you see where Paqueta sort of shot high from about 5-6 yards, something like that? Danny Ings would have probably been in and around there as well. So it's a bit of a shame. But I don't blame Danny Ings for that. Also, don't blame many of the players. It's not like they just started. They decided to create those sort of chances when Danny Ings went off. It's just because we started to attack them more, we created those sort of opportunities. I'm not sure how many of those games are going to be left where we are going to put pressure on teams and it's going to be the game opens up. That's going to be good for a sort of fox in the box, a poacher type striker. I don't know. I wonder if he regrets joining us. I'm not so sure. I wonder if he's there thinking, actually, I was probably better off as a sub at Aston Villa. I don't know. But I do think only him and Thomas Souček were the ones. Souček. Good. Good. Glad I didn't forget about that one. All right, his passing was atrocious. His technique was atrocious. But also, I felt the tackling was very bad. I'm glad Gio brought it up in the review as well, because I totally agree. And the interesting thing was, I think it was on the 77th minute. It was Jarrod Bowen in our box whilst defending dispossessed Perot. Really good, vital interception. And then remember the bit at the end of the game where Fornals played the ball over for Antonio. If you just look just before that, the way Flynn Downs wins the ball on the touchline to stop it going out for a throw, wins the tackle and actually keeps possession of the ball and then plays in Fornals. Really good play. So I looked at Downs and think, well, actually you're getting the interceptions and you're getting the tackle in with that guy, but he's also not surrendering possession. I think it was maddening. I think there was enough good performances within that team with all the players that I've mentioned. I say Azuma and Emerson and Kehrer and Aguerd and Rice, Bowen, Benrahma, all the players, and Paqueta, of course, really good performance from Paqueta. That actually, getting those two other positions right would have made the difference. I'm talking about the Danny Ings. It doesn't even have to be doesn't necessarily Danny Ings doesn't play, but whatever, playing with a partner or something like that. Would we really have lost out that much? I know Scamacca wasn't available. Would we really have lost out that much if Souček hadn't have played in central midfield, I'm not so sure. I just think there were probably other things he could have done. Not that it matters. Not that it matters. We won. And that's good. But it does worry me that we're going to sit back like that in the second half against teams that are better than Southampton. And everybody we play between now and the end of the season is going to be better than Southampton. That they are going to eventually score a goal. And Southampton nearly scored a goal because, of course, they hit the bar. But I am pleased. I am relieved. Well done. Well done, Nayef Aguerd, really. Well done to him. Really good goal. Pleased for him for what he played really well. Anyway, it's relentless. It doesn't stop. We'll be back over the next couple of days with more videos and build up to the Newcastle game.